We didn't expect such a significant discovery to occur on a random Monday night. However, Katt Williams' charges against Ellen may be the most serious yet.
There are spiritual things going on in the world, and that there are things that are bigger than just coincidence, and that a ritual is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way.
There was always one question that no one in Hollywood wanted to answer. How did someone who promised the world to be nice wind up being portrayed behind the scenes as chilly, severe, and even a touch intimidating to deal with? That question kept coming up anytime people discussed Ellen DeGeneres on camera. She was all grins, dancing, and laughing. However, off camera, the stories did not always match. For nearly 2 decades, she dominated daytime television. The Ellen DeGeneres Show became one of America's most popular talk shows. Celebrities queued up to appear on it. Millions of people watched every day, and her message was simple: be kind to one another. But as the show ended abruptly, the rumors became louder. People started to wonder what was actually going on behind the scenes. And that's where this begins to resemble what comic Katt Williams has been warning about for years.
Do you feel like in Hollywood that there are, I've heard you kind of allude to the fact that there's like kind of darker forces that kind of like, that present opportunities to people in trade-off, right? In trade for their own, maybe their own peace, maybe their own reality, maybe a sacrifice of their actual direction that they want. Do you think that really happens, that kind of stuff?
I think everything is controlled and regulated.
You think there's ever ways where we can get to the control room and see who's controlling, or you think that's all?
We're past that. But we don't protect the whistleblower, right? We don't honor the scout that would tell us who it is. Matter of fact, when they get him, we're going to go, I could have told you that was going to happen. They were telling too much truth.
Do you think Hollywood has a lot of things that they like hold against people, Like I had a theory that
a lot of this is human nature.
Right, so it's not even Hollywood, it's just human nature.
It starts as human nature.
Katt never played it safe, whereas others remained quiet to safeguard their careers. He spoke candidly. He claimed that Hollywood is not what it seems. He believes it is profoundly nasty and screwed up when the cameras are turned off.
At least if you're in the ATL and a nigga doing drugs in the ATL, the nigga at least excuse himself, go to the bathroom or some shit. Because in Hollywood, just do the drugs right in front of you and act like ain't shit happened. You in the middle of a goddamn meeting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the movie with you, and then we're gonna go back. Did you know that I can see you? Nigga, you right there. It's on your nose. Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit. Come here. Is that 2 niggas kissing? Is one of them niggas Professor Obi? He came out the closet. Oh my God, who?
He claimed the smiles, compassion, and faultless appearance. It's all part of the act. So, as news about Ellen's workplace began to circulate, many people remembered what Katt had said and began to see things differently. But Ellen didn't start at the top. She was born in Louisiana on January 26, 1958, Before being famous, she led a normal life, working regular jobs and trying to sort things out. In the early 1980s, she began doing stand-up comedy in small venues, appearing late at night for small audiences. Then, in '86, everything changed. She appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. After her performance, Carson encouraged her to sit on the couch. Back then, that signified you had made it.
This is a good night for a young comedian to appear because you're all in a great mood. This is her first appearance on network television, although she can be seen this month on HBO's Young Comedian Special. And she's working at the Improvisation in San Diego this weekend. She'll be at the San Francisco Punchline the 3rd through the 6th of December, and at the Dallas Improv December the 9th through the 6th to 14th. Would you welcome Ellen DeGeneres?
Thank you. Hi. Good. You feeling good? Me too. Feel great. I've been keeping in shape lately, you know. You have to. I'm getting older. I'm 27. People say, you don't look 27. You look like you're about 23. I'm lucky because that runs in my family. My grandmother is 97. She looks about 93. Have a little nephew who's 4, doesn't even look like he's born yet. Tiny embryo of a thing. That's great. That whole fitness thing runs in my family, though, I think. My grandmother started walking 5 miles a day when she was 60. She's 97 today, and we don't know where the hell she is. I'm kidding. We know where she is. She's in prison. But, I'm kidding again. You know, I kid a lot because I'm a comedian.
From there, her career took off. In the 1990s, she starred in her own sitcom, Ellen. Then, in '97, she took a risk. She came out to the public as gay. At the time, that was a major risk in Hollywood. Her show was quickly canceled and several networks pulled away. For a period, it appeared like her career was over, but she came back. She debuted The Ellen DeGeneres Show in the year 2003. This time, she returned with a distinct vision of someone positive, compassionate, and full of wonderful energy. At the end of each episode, she repeated the same message: be kind to one another. That message became her brand. The concert exploded. She starred in almost 3,000 episodes, received dozens of accolades, and rose to become one of television's most prominent figures. But behind the scenes, a new story was emerging. Some former employees began speaking out. They described their workplace as demanding and tense. One early employee stated that they were advised not to speak to Ellen or even look at her directly. People claimed they felt like they were constantly walking on eggshells.
You didn't pitch in her wheelhouse, then she looked at you like you had just fucking stabbed her puppy. And then there was this process of pushing people out of the circle. And, you know, you want to be in the circle because there's a lot of fear going on.
Yeah.
And you're in or out. So there's a lot of like, it didn't really bother me that much because I'd written on a lot of shows before and I kind of knew what it was like to have tough bosses.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote for Bill Maher.
Sure.
And so like, I was just like, tough enough, but then there was these first-time writers they used to cry. There was a lot of crying in the hallways.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just feels like it's not a good energy for a workplace or a show. I feel like you're getting less out of people by treating them like that.
I think so. Yeah, for sure. I think in the long run, I think in the short run you might get more, but in the long run people get exhausted. You break them. They can't. And then you hit sweeps, which is like you're working 12, 14-hour days because it's like the ratings months and then nobody can give anything, and you just hit walls.
This former waitress claims she was threatened with a 2-week suspension after Ellen DeGeneres complained about, of all things, her chipped fingernail polish.
I remember just being like, really?
Chris Farris says it happened when Ellen and Portia de Rossi had Sunday brunch at the high-end vegan restaurant in West Hollywood where she was waiting tables. But a week later, Farris says her boss got an email from the talk show queen.
They were like, we have to talk to you. She emailed the owner of the restaurant and complained about your chipped nail polish.
What?
And I was like, what?
Farris says in a bid to placate the high-profile celebrity, her boss hit her with a 2-week suspension at no pay. She got so upset, she quit
They were going to suspend me if I hadn't quit for the 2 weeks.
What would you say to Ellen?
I would say, what is happening in your life that you aren't already busy with the bountiful grace that's happening to your wealth, your influence? Why do you have the time to mess with someone who was just serving you?
Do you look at Ellen differently now because of that incident?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, before this, I was a huge fan.
Like many waitresses in L.A., Farrah is also an actress and does stand-up comedy.
I don't want to name any names.
The waitress's story is just the latest blow for Ellen, who faces accusations of turning a blind eye to a toxic work culture at her talk show, despite her public reputation for being kind to people.
We kind of want another. I felt mostly just sad that Ellen is so rich and powerful and a female comedian would take her time to hurt someone who she probably guesses is somewhat of a starving artist. I have seen some of the celebrities who came out and been like, well, she was never rude to me. And I'll be like, yeah, you're a rich, powerful celebrity. Well, she wasn't rude to you, I get it. But you aren't someone who's working underneath her.
According to one producer, Ellen was aware of how individuals were handled, but chose not to speak anything. According to the story, someone else would act aggressive and yell while she stood back and chuckled. The image on television did not reflect what several people experienced behind the scenes. Then old clips resurfaced. In one interview, she pushed singer Taylor Swift to discuss her personal life, even though Taylor clearly did not want to. It became a game that made things awkward. In another instance, actress Dakota Johnson corrected her on live television for not being invited to a party. That brief time drew people's attention. It felt like a break in Ellen's flawless persona. However, the moment that truly remained with them involved Mariah Carey. During an interview, Ellen joked about Mariah's alleged pregnancy. She brought out beverages and pressed her to take a taste to prove the rumors were false. Mariah was uncomfortable, but soon gave up. You and I both know Miss Ellen now. Not as nice as she appeared on television.